So hello and welcome. As you could tell by the title of this video, I will be setting up / sorting the cards I already have, but mostly setting up an EXO binder. I just bought this. It's 3 inches. So I'm assuming it should be enough, should be big enough for what I want. And it's white, obviously. You know, EXO's gotta have white. So let me take out my cards that I currently have. I have this box here, but I don't have any pockets for these kind of sizes. So that's gonna have to be a later thing. But of the cards I do have, it's not a lot. These are the cards that I have. So I will be setting up my binder for these and future albums once I once I buy them. So that's my little EXO pile. Put this back for now. So, my little pile. I did buy new pocket pages. I bought 2 because I wasn't sure how many I was gonna need, you know. Probably a lot. So there's that. I'm just gonna grab like a chunk and we're gonna probably start from there. That should be enough, you'd think. And then next thing you know, I go through the whole thing and I need more. EXO has a lot of cards, but not has a lot of cards. See? But unfortunately, with the way this setup is, I can't have the binder like sort of fully open because I cannot bring it any higher and I hit the thing that's holding it up. But like that's really the best I can do, unfortunately. Wow, that's loud. And I hit it again. Okay, so I'm probably gonna start off with writing some of them. I did have some of them written for like when I used to have it stored in a binder, but I took literally all of it out. So like these are like all my other cards. So these were all like the little papers. I have some that are already written out, like the war ones, to like tell them apart from each other. So I have to find those in here. They'd probably be somewhere at the beginning. Oh, there you go. Yeah, okay. That one's blank, but we have countdown. Coming over. The ones I'm missing. I didn't write them all out, but part music, it was just the ones that like more or less needed writing, or I only had like a few missing, like this Love Me Right, Suwon Chenyo. it for all the EXO that's in here. But I do have my tablet here, so I can pull up, which I already somewhat pulled up, a template, because even though my name is Canadian EXO, I still don't remember every single card that they have, because that's just crazy. So more or less it for at least EXO cards, and then subunits and solos and everything. So let's get started, I guess. I don't know why it's so split in between those two colors, but yeah. I used to have pink. That was the color that was on top. And then obviously it's what I've gone through. Purple being my favorite color, and it's the last color that's on here. But yeah. So don't mind the different colors, but it's Power Up Music, Left Me Right. Don't mess up my tempo. Trying to figure out what I have done and what I haven't done. So we have Don't Mess Up My Tempo. And then we have Power Up Music. I see like headphones. That one's blank. And then we got gun, mouth open, V pose mouth, close up, finger heart. You know, because they did so many different. There's like no official like A or B version for Power Music, and then the two Love Me Rights. So, and obviously we have the Japanese ones, which are these ones, which I won't worry about right this second, but I'm gonna have to probably pull out all the blank ones I have. I don't know. I don't know how I want to do it. Probably just label one for each page kind of thing. That's what I'm thinking, except for the ones that are more detailed, like the Power Up Music, where I wrote, you know, the type of card. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah. So I won't have to use so many papers. That, and I don't have that many. But yeah, so let's do, I guess we'll just start it, right? Sit down. I'm gonna sit down, because if not, this is gonna start hurting my back. It's not gonna be fun. So. Brightness, because I can't see a thing. And we could do oh yeah, I should probably mention that I'm only collecting OT9 for everything. So I'm pretty sure all of these are the like tuxedo ones, right? They're all wearing the tuxes, yeah. The suit and tie. Yeah. I'm using Sehun's because like he's in every EXO comeback, so he hasn't missed one because of enlistment, at least not as of yet.
B version, which is just the other one. And then the overdose.
See, and this is where it's different. So this, the Exodus version, it has a Korean and a Chinese version, but they're different compared to, you know, what is it? Which album is it? Is it For Life or something, where they're the exact same cards but different backs, or like the Sing For You? It's the exact same card, but the backs are what makes them different. That makes them different. Like one's white and the other one's black. So I think for now, I think I'm just gonna write Exodus Korean version, then Exodus Chinese version. I think that's what we're just gonna do.
Korean version. Exodus, Chinese version.
And then, well, we have the Love Me Rights. So where's my Love Me Rights? So I just have these Suho and Chenyol, just because those are the only two I'm missing for Love Me Right. And I remember, besides that, at least for the Korean version, I should say, I still need the Love Me Right. Chinese version. So that'll be its thing. Just ignore the writing on it, on this one.
Sing For You. Again, just the different backs. Which I know, thinking to yourself, why? I don't know why.
Okay. More papers. Let's see if I have any more empty ones in here. Should have prepped for this a lot better, but I'm hoping that'll be good. Okay, so I last did Sing For You Chinese version, so again, now the exact version. See, I think the exact version also has different backs for the Korean version and the Chinese version. I think. But for right now, worry about that later.
I don't even know if it's being recorded nicely. I'm hoping it is. You'd think I'm assuming so.
I lost my train of thought. What was I? Lotto Chinese. I got the For Life. See, okay. See, the For Life, there's two different versions for the For Life. I think for that. I think I won't do it for today, but I should do it eventually when I actually buy that album. So for now, it's gonna be For Life, like set 1.
For Life, set 2.
Okay. So the War. See, it says regular B and private. Is that all they had for them? it. Really? Don't remember. They had many versions of the war though. I got a call. So here we are again. Back to what was I doing? The war regular B. Okay.
So. And so now we got the power music. These. And then universe. So again, it's 2 different sets. Set 1. Set 2. Now, so we don't get, so again, so don't mess up my tempo. The logo version. Just gonna ignore that writing. And then I have these, the last version, the ones I'm missing. Love shots. The love version. I do not own a lot of these albums, so I provide that one with and I will when this like session happens. So EXO set 1 version, 2 different sets, and I'm with white papers. EXO set 2 version.
I'm gonna need more white papers again. I think that's it. Okay, those are all the last of the completely blank ones that I have. Okay. So now you go.
One, 2. And then the key now. Huh? Key. Ignore the fact that I spelled that wrong. Pretty much just ignore it. Fine. And then don't fight the feeling. Okay, so don't fight the feeling. So we have photo book. Version 1. Feeling. Photo book. Version 2. Don't fight the feeling. Jewel keys. ARPC. Don't fight the feeling. Jewel keys. AR. Clip. Heart. Don't fight the feeling. Banshee. Version.
Okay. So those are all the EXO like full group. So let's put that away for now. The only thing is Japanese cards. So for right now, let's skip the Japanese cards, which are just these ones. And let's focus on the Korean cards for the moment. So I'll try not to hit it this time. Okay. So I only have this card for Mama, which is the one I pulled from the album I bought. So because Chen is in the center, I was gonna put this in the center, but I guess we're gonna put this to the side. And then I could put Chen's in the middle. Boom. I don't have filler, so I can't really fill all the empty spaces. So it's just gonna have to be like that. I think that's his A version, right? Pretty sure that's his A version. Go to Chen. Oh no, it's his B version. Oh God. Let me fix that. So this should actually go here. Okay. Which means now I can actually put this in the center like I want to. Boom. Okay. So Mama A, Mama B. EXO, I have no cards for. XOXO. And then Growl, I technically don't because OT9 wise I don't. But I do have Luhan set. I know, I said I was collecting OT9. But Luhan is kind of, I don't want to say a bias wrecker, it's just like a favorite of mine. Like if I had gotten into EXO when EXO was still 12, Luhan probably would have been my bias. But I got into EXO when all three of them already had left. So I'm still thinking about whether or not I should just collect his cards and then, you know, little binder or separate thing to the side. But I do have his, but besides that, those won't go in here. So and then now we go to Love Me Right. So I do have most of the cards for the Korean version of Love Me Right because this was like my favorite like era. This is when I got into EXO, was Love Me Right era. So I have most of their cards except for Suho and Chanyeol. So I know people do this a lot differently. I'll ignore the fact that I spelled Chanyeol wrong. Also, yeah, I wrote it such a long time ago that I spelled his name wrong and I just never fixed it. But Chanyeol, and then Suho, and then some people put Suho first because he's the leader. But I like to put Suho second because Xiumin is older. So let's put these away. There you go. Love Me Right. At least the Korean version anyway. Okay, so Power Music. So these are the Power Music cards I have. And so, I think the way I had it, I'm assuming this was the first set, and then this was the next set. I'm assuming. Yeah. Maybe? Maybe not. The way I have this ordered, the way this is the order in shows Shumin, Baekhyun, Chenyol, Kai, which means it has to be this set. So let's do that then. Because Lay isn't in this, which I'm thinking, I really don't want to do an 8 pattern because he's always in this corner, but it would also be weird to miss this corner. So I'm going to have to change that. So that means Baekhyun would have to move up here. Yeah. Center will be blank. There we go. No. I ran out. That's the last one, which means I need more. I need to figure out a better way to film these kind of videos. But anywho. And now we get into, don't mess up my tempo, the Vivace. I have a feeling I butchered that 100%. I'm not good with the words, I guess you could say. Yeah, the only more recent OT9 set that we have. Oh, that I have. That I have. Because this has lei in it. It's the only set that has lei in it. I wish they did it for all of them and not just the one version. So there's that, the red backs. And then that's all the cards I really have except for the Japanese ones. And the last one, at least Korean album wise. I don't know if I want to put the Japanese after, or do I put it like by order of album, or because I still have Countdown and Coming Over, and there's probably another Japanese album somewhere in there that I'm forgetting. So I think for now I'm going to just put them here at the end. We're gonna do Coming Over. Is it Coming Over before Countdown? I don't remember, but I have Dio Kai. My floor creaks so much and I hate it. There's a card for Coming Over for lei, right? I think so. I'm assuming there is if I wrote it down. Okay, there's Coming Over, and then got Countdown, which I got these three. Which is all the ones that are on the side here. Actually, I don't know if there's a lei for this one. I don't think there is a lei for this album. No. Which means I have to do an 8 pattern with this, or also a 9 pattern. I would have this whole row. But because the lei is not in this one, it goes like that. Those are the Japanese cards that I have. I don't know if they have any more. They probably do. But I don't know there's any templates out there with the Japanese cards. There's a Love Me Right one and a bird. Oh yeah, bird. Forgot about those. So let's rate those real quickly. Oops. And then there's, okay, oh, the last orange. Got bird. So I think those are it, just those ones. Yeah. Alright, so let me write happens before coming over, which means I'm gonna need that's loud. Close it a little softer. Okay, so make sure this is dry before I stick it in there. Love Me Right. Romantic Universe. And then a bird. And those are all the EXO. Full group, you know what I mean? Full group things. And then I don't know if I should set up for things like the solos and whatnot. Because they still got solos, they got subunits. I think for now, album card wise, because this is already, it's already big. There's a lot in here already. How much is this? Because I only have four left there at the end. Oops. Okay. How thick is that? It's not too bad. But that's just like photo cards, right? That's not including everything else, right? I feel like I should save that for as a plane is going by. It's so loud. I think I should save the solos and subunits for later. That's what I'm thinking. I think it's probably smarter because I'm sure this video is probably long enough as it is. So I could set up solos and whatnot for later. Schuman's coming out with ones this month, so I want to prep for that as well. So these are just kind of in here now, but yeah, I did prep everything else, and I'm sure this video is very long, so that's it for my setting up, I guess. EXO binder setting up video. Hopefully, eventually, I want to buy all the albums first before I buy a bunch of cards. So the ones that you see cards for, I own those albums. So I just need to get the rest of the albums, right? So that's my plan. That's my kind of idea. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem that thick now, but I feel like the moment I add, you know, solos and subunits and whatnot, this thing is gonna fill up quick. So, and that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice night, day, or whenever you watch this. Hopefully I'll see you again. Bye.